Are my dating deal breakers too strict? No. Just be aware, the older you are, the more baggage everyone will inherently have. Seems reasonable as long as you're not being discriminatory or rude when encountering individuals that fall under any of the categories. You're allowed to have preferences. That's 100% fine and dandy. Very standard stuff. You're in the clear. Most people hold at least some of these views but won't say it out loud and instead will be like, oh, she's not the right person for me. I thought you were gonna put weight, race, sexist things. No, it's not strict. Loudly crying to one or more children is a bit redundant. I don't think this is too strict, even though I would probably quibble with a few of them. Just make sure you don't behave like an asshole to specific women based on this list. No, but the rub is in how this comes up when you're interacting with someone. You're allowed to have preferences. You don't have to make them known, because you might come off as a dick. This post is fine though. That's all normal stuff. If you say it out loud to another person, it makes you sound like a bitter hater though. Keep your list in your head. My list includes brown eyes, because I think blue eyes are ugly. But I'm not going around telling blue-eyed guys they aren't good enough for me because I have social skills. Lol. Hi, I am Sarah, the neo-Nazi, mother of 4 daughters and wife to 2 husbands, cheating on my third. In my free time I like to smoke marijuana. At night I work the poles. If you know what I mean, and I truly believe that sweat is nature's perfume. Hold up, need to take my HIV pills. Your list is normal emo. I consider this a pretty normal list of deal breakers and it's pretty close to mine. Although I'm willing to bend on the drug use thing, depending on how regular is. Assuming you bring at least something comparable to the table, I don't see why you shouldn't insist on this. This is by no stretch of the imagination a high bar to clear. If we're at the point where these are impossible expectations, I'd rather stay single. Your friend probably falls into a few of these categories to think it's discriminatory. LMAO. No deal breaker is too strict if it's not hypocritical. Emo. Those are technically fine, but I feel like you should be reminded to the wise words an old creature once said, only Sith deal in absolutes. Quote, maybe you filter out the closest you'll ever meet to a soulmate with these criteria. Seeing the world in black and white instead of shades of gray is something that would be on my list of deal breakers if I would ever make such a thing. Even if the list was twice as long, it's never too strict. If you're not willing to deal with something, you're not willing. We're talking about a person who you potentially will spend a significant portion of your life living within a long-term intimate relationship. Why would you pretend to be okay with stuff that you're not okay with just so you can seem less strict to other people? You want what you want, and you don't want what you don't want. If it's really a deal breaker for you, put it on the list. Who cares how long it is, as long as you're okay with the protracted process of narrowing the pool. This seems fine as long as extreme political views doesn't include things like wanting women to have rights or other basic decency that some people like to call political. The only pushback I'd have for these rules is number 3. The only incurable STIs I am aware of are HSV and HIV. HSV is extremely mild and usually asymptomatic, and 80% of the population has one type or both. Eliminating 80% of the dating pool seems a bit silly to me. I'm less knowledgeable about HIV, but I believe that with the proper medication, it becomes impossible to pass on. Just my 2 cents. The rest seem perfectly reasonable to me. Don't worry, this list will shrink down every year. Your friend who said those are strict rules probably applies to 50% of those.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.